Recorded live from the Matty Johnson Podcast Studio at GOT Sound Studio in Columbia, South Carolina. This is the All About Nothing Podcast. The views expressed on this program are the opinions of the hosts. Some content and subject matter may not be appropriate. Listener discretion is advised. Listeners are encouraged to follow the show at theallaboutnothing.com for links to social media and more. Listeners can call the show at 803-672-0533. Thank you very much for listening. Welcome, everybody, to the All About Nothing Podcast. I am Barrett Gruber. Welcome back to the show from a short hiatus. My co-host of What the Pod Was That, Zach King, as well as the podcast host, DJ Lonzo's Top 5, Trent Clark.
That's me.
Hey, Trent.
Hello.
Hey, Barrett.
Hey.
Hey, man, I can't hear myself really.
I can hear you. Do you need more volume?
Good. There we go.
Okay.
Boom.
I wish he would say those things before we started.
I mean, I don't
Turn his mic down.
I want to we
loud.
we want to welcome Judd Larkins, who is the Democratic nominee for South Carolina District 2 to the House of Representatives, running against Joe Wilson. Welcome, Judd.
Welcome, guys. Thanks for having me tonight. Excited to be here.
Yeah,
We appreciate it, Judd. Thanks for joining us, man.
Thank you.
yeah,
man.
absolutely. This is sort of an odd podcast in the sense that we are recording on Wednesday, May 25th, which is the day after the Uvalde, Texas. I got to call it a massacre.
Correct, because we were just about to take this Wednesday off.
Yeah.
So glad we didn't.
Right.
If you're listening to this, and because we release on Mondays and you haven't heard, which is really hard to understand why, but Uvalde, Texas, 18-year-old Salvador Ramos wearing what can only be described as not body armor but just tactical gear. He walked into the Uvalde Elementary School and shot with the intention of taking lives. As of this recording, 19 children, 2 teachers. And then himself, his grandmother was shot apparently in the face. Still had the ability to call the police from a neighbor's house.
He shot his grandmother.
He shot his
before
grandmother
he went to
before
school.
all of this started.
Oh, wow.
That's how he started it.
Apparently, he purchased at least one assault-style weapon from a local gun dealer in town on his 18th birthday. Potentially may have purchased also a handgun that was potentially used. And I say all this recognizing that it's going to fall on deaf ears when it comes to how we get this resolved.
They'll do nothing.
They're blaming it on bullying. And they said he got picked on for his clothes.
And he went to an elementary school?
Yes. And
18-year-old.
So this is what I'm not.
18-year-old dropout.
This is what I'm not thinking. This is what I'm thinking about. Literally, you're getting picked on for your clothes, right? So on your 18th birthday, instead of going to buy clothes, you went to go buy a gun.
Right.
With the amount of money you probably bought those 2 guns with, you could have got a nice outfit. TJ Maxx.
You could have swagged out.
I got to be honest.
Marshalls.
I heard it's actually easier in Texas to buy guns than it is to buy candy.
That's crazy.
Like it's
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, it's got to be like pawn shops. Just walk in, come get it type.
well, the
deal.
governor is all about the, Second Amendment. You guys, this is a freedom act. I'm putting this. And it's like, dude, we got that. We don't need to make any more gun laws that are in the how do we make it easier for everyone to get one.
right.
And then I still got to think about his thinking, because if you're getting picked on by the people that's in school with you, you chose an elementary school.
Right.
It
Yeah.
has nothing to do with
Nothing to do
none of
with
those kids
anything.
thinking
None
about
of
you.
that.
After shooting your grandmother
Correct.
in the
Right.
face.
Yeah.
And then driving to
Yeah.
an elementary school, evidently like crashed his car on the way and
Yeah.
then walked
Wow.
the rest of the way.
Drove
Like
it
there
into a
was
ditch.
just
See,
Nuts.
God was trying to stop him.
And
Somebody's trying to stop him.
that's
Got to be.
Nissan or whoever he's driving trying to
You know what
stop
I
him.
mean? Like,
when it comes to these school shootings, the thing that you always hear from the right is that, a good guy with a gun stops a bad guy with a gun. But in this case, 3
There's not
good
one.
guys with a gun couldn't stop the bad guy with a gun.
And he killed himself.
No police shot him.
Please shot him.
Yeah. I will say this. Texas Rangers are badass.
Well, yeah, they're not going to be like, don't shoot him. They're like,
Yeah.
well, I really wish they had Texas Rangers in Buffalo, New York.
well, I was kind of telling,
Yeah.
I was telling you earlier too, Barrett. I was like,
Sheesh.
it's one of those things where, like, I have a daughter who's 19 months old, And I'm like,
It's very specific.
She's going to be. Well, I've learned to count them. I've been very.
You're turning to a mother now.
Yeah.
Mothers use that.
I got to be honest. I'm
she's
proud
not
of
two,
you.
but she's not one.
Dads use the ages, man. We don't use the
1.5 plus 1 month.
Exactly. I don't use the
She's
29
almost
months.
2.
642 days.
You know what? She might
How many
be
months
actually-
are you,
She
Zach?
might be 20.
Tell me how many months you are.
You're done once you hit 2, bro.
Nah, how many months? You gotta
Done.
add it up.
I'm not one of those going like 47 months old now. No, I'm like she's 2. I'm good there.
47.
I know what you're going to say, though. All right.
Yeah. Like, but having a daughter and knowing soon she'll be in elementary school, and that's not a safe place.
Correct.
And then you go like, well, if they're not going to do anything about guns, when do we start quartering people who are doing it in this? And because if they're going to go do it to make a point, and they're like, they'll just arrest me. I'm a white guy. Which this guy was not a white guy.
It was not.
No, and guess what happened to him?
They shot him. But then like
They must have knew his last
name.
name. That's what gave it away.
Yeah.
Had to, like.
Wrong guy gun.
I
Not that
you know
he
what I
didn't
mean?
deserve it, but
and I'm not.
I mean, that's why I said, like, Buffalo, New York was like, hey, maybe we can get this guy out of here.
Yeah,
Like, come on.
Had it been a kid who his dad played football with, that kid's dad, he's like, come on, Tommy, we know you don't mean this. Like, I don't know.
So back in March of 2021, the House passed House Resolution 8, which was Bipartisan Background Checks Act of 2021 that specifically prohibited the firearm transfer between private parties unless a licensed gun dealer, manufacturer, or importer takes possession of the firearm to conduct the background check. The ban, the product, it was specifically designed to create a situation where I couldn't just hand you a gun that you could then turn around and use.
And this guy had a mugshot already, correct?
Yeah. No, well, he didn't. I don't think he had a mugshot. He took pictures of himself that he posted
And
online.
the pictures they posted online look like a mugshot already.
Well, he didn't. He didn't look friendly. I'm not saying don't use that one as your profile, but maybe not.
Oh, no. I seen this profile picture. The phone was in it, but they had one where it's just his neck. I was like, yo, this looks like a mugshot.
Yeah, where they put the drape around you.
Yeah, like, this look like a mugshot. It's crazy.
He was at the barbershop, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe.
He's like, give me a mean face. I gave you a mean haircut.
You
I
know
need a mean
what I'm
face.
saying? Like, God, no.
I don't know.
But yeah, like you're saying, Barrett, like bills like that have not been passed.
Yeah, and it's sitting on the Senate and
It won't go
it
nowhere.
will likely never
And
make it
that
to the
was
Senate
a
floor.
bipartisan bill, you said.
Right.
And it's been sitting there, so if it sits for a few more months, they have to vote on it again.
Again.
And if the House switches, it's probably dead on arrival.
Right.
If it even comes up.
Correct.
And you know what? I'm the biggest college football fan, but I bet you the NIL stuff is sitting a little bit ahead on the docket.
Would not
Of that.
surprise me.
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Oh, yeah.
You know
Oh,
what
yeah.
I'm saying? Because that's not where money is, and that's not where true power is.
Isn't
Like,
there a resource
one will
officer
help
in
people.
every school?
There is not a resource officer in every school. There
Why is
are
there not?
well, plus
'cause-
two. I mean, I don't.
Oh, there should be.
Yeah,
I think.
I
there
mean, I
absolutely
think you
is.
should take all the people that's
Chapin. There was.
yeah.
but is that the answer? Is that we
yes,
we have to
because
create a-
look, man, you have to.
do we have to create a
If
military
I'm-
state for our kids?
I would rather the police not pull me over and protecting my children.
Sure. No, I completely
First.
understand that. But do we create? Is that what we have to do? Is we have to create a military
It's-
prison
It
state?
has to
Shouldn't
be,
have
bro.
to.
I mean, but
To send
what
kids to
else is
school.
going to happen? You can't take guns away. Gun sales was at a hiatus during the pandemic. You think those
Yeah.
bullets aren't going to get used?
And I don't think you can like soundly give teachers guns either. That's
No,
Oh, no,
that's
definitely not.
insane.
And I've had so many people say, oh, well, we need to arm teachers.
No.
First off, the teachers are struggling
Yeah.
just to make ends meet. And now we're like, oh, yeah, they're.
You're gonna need this someday.
Although I want you to teach our young kids, here's a Glock, just in case you need this Glock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, because you don't have anything else. I
Yeah.
mean, have you seen some of these teachers?
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
oh, I've
like, no, that is
plus
not
kids.
an answer.
Plus kids will push a teacher to the breaking point.
Correct.
And that'll happen.
Yeah.
Correct.
And then here's the thing. Here's a novel idea. Keep the guns from getting into the school.
Right,
Because
exactly.
if they get in the school, do you want 200 teachers in a firefight
Correct.
that is
who aren't trained to be in a firefight?
Yeah.
More kids will get killed by accident, by stray bullets.
yeah
Right.
that is the example
Teacher
that I
in
use.
service say we're going to the range. Like,
Right.
come on.
That is the example that I use almost every single time somebody brings up the idea of having teachers with firearms in the classroom. Is I remember sitting in Coach Burgess's AP history class. Coach Burgess was a baseball coach.
Mm-hmm.
He could throw. He was accurate. I'm sitting in the classroom with my buddy Andre, and Andre is the one cutting up. Shout out to Andre in Atlanta. He's a chef at, I can't remember the name of the restaurant.
I
But
just
he's
have
in
a
Atlanta.
feeling that this coach has a bucket of hard
So-
balls just sitting.
No.
I
So
was thinking the same thing.
So Andre is cutting up, sitting next to me. Andre is cutting up and draws the attention of Coach Burgess, who then turns around with the racer in hand and throws it and hits me. I wasn't cutting up. I wasn't the one that was bringing attention.
Correct.
It was Andre. But I'm the one that got hit. I've stated this statistic before, but even with trained police officers that certify twice a year, the accuracy of a police officer is they will hit their target twice in like 10 rounds.
Yeah.
That's 20%.
Correct.
That's not even a high stress situation. You're talking about taking teachers and putting them in a high stress situation with a bunch of kids and deciding that's the shooter right there.
I mean, we were just talking about it last week. The South Carolina lottery money.
Yeah.
You don't think that could go towards security?
So
in every school,
but it shouldn't even have to go there. No,
it should have to go there because we know what we're living in. We need to stop being
right.
We need to stop being nonchalant about this and know what we got going on.
So the idea is don't correct the gun problem, just plan better for it.
You have to. That's what we're in.
Literally combat the gun problem.
That's really what we're in right now.
You have to do both, but it's going to take.
I agree.
I mean, literally, I was telling people this is generations to change gun culture.
Right.
We're still dealing with the impact of stuff that ended well before I was even born.
Correct.
But yeah, we have to protect the schools first off because, I mean, I was telling someone earlier, the point we want to get to is where we sit back one day and say, dang, I haven't heard about a mass shooting in a while.
Right.
That would be progress rather
Yeah.
than getting lost. I mean, my wife, she's not a political one bit there. She didn't know about Buffalo until our pastor mentioned it a week later.
Wow.
And she was
Wow.
like, oh, another one. And it's like, we lose track.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how bad it is. We lose track.
You go like, and in nowadays and now time, you're going, oh, I hadn't heard about a mass shooting in a while. And you Google it in 1 second, you're like, there's been 165 or whatever it is.
There were
Oh,
three
yeah,
in the
yeah.
state there were 3 in South Carolina over the weekend.
We've had more murders in Richland County to date than all of last year. It's over 30.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then we just had a mass shooting at the mall where it was an attempted mass shooting. People
Yeah.
got shot. And thankfully, I
Yeah.
don't think anybody died, if I
Yeah, it
remember
was
correctly.
multiple shooters.
Which is crazy. They had better accuracy than police, I guess, that day because, god damn, they missed their target.
Well, and to bring it back to your point, Barrett, where you're talking about they're only going to hit out of 10.
Yeah.
They take 10 shots. They have 15. Two are going to hit.
Right.
When you take firearms training, they tell you about field of view, who's after the target.
Right.
So if you hit the target, what's behind them?
Yep.
And they're not accurate. A handgun's only accurate between 25 feet.
Yep.
From 0 to 25 feet. That's not.
Yeah.
And this is during chaos.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
what if the
Movement.
shooter
Oh, yeah.
looks like everybody else, like up in Detroit?
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
They didn't
yeah.
know who was who,
Right. Yeah.
only based off the guy's voice.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
It
Texas
was one of
the,
the viral videos. Like, you don't know.
yeah, the Texas Rangers aren't going to have the benefit of like they did yesterday with
Yeah, they knew
one
who was the
individual.
tallest one out there with the
exactly.
gun.
It's,
Right.
it's-
Yeah.
it's- it could
Exactly,
it could be much more camouflaged.
Well, and the whole argument is like I'm very much for like we don't need assault rifles and stuff. We don't. If you want a rifle for hunting that you're bolt action, someone's going to clip
That's
you.
fine.
Police officer come get you way before that.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and then they go, well, that doesn't work taking away guns. Look at the UK. Look at Australia. They had one massacre in 1997. They're like, we're taking your guns.
Yeah.
And they're like, fair enough, and give them away.
This is what I tell
Yeah.
people, you know, is if you're running around, because like China does this too, obviously, is you'll hear about a knifing, and guess what? 22 people are injured
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
a knife there.
Yeah.
You know, because like, it's like, I don't want to be knifed.
And he was really
but I'm
good
much
with a
more
knife.
willing to run towards a knife
Correct.
than I am a firearm because he can take me out. But a knife, worst thing is maybe he gets in a few slashes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slashes are
I'm messed
okay.
Yeah.
up, but guess what? I stopped him from hurting anybody else, and
Exactly.
I
yeah.
get some
like that
stitches.
there, and you knock it off of him,
Yeah.
and it's only accurate for about 6 inches.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
and if the police do come, shoot a bing bag in his forehead, he's not going to get up if he's got a knife.
Yeah, what happened to beanbag guns? It's like they vanish whenever it's riot time. like when it's not riot time,
Yeah.
we don't have beanbags now. Like
Yeah.
it's a shortage of beanbags.
Shoot 'em with a beanbag.
Like,
that is a good question.
I'm trying to understand
look,
what goes into police
you had-
minds.
Because
Yeah.
when you do dare and stuff, like if you do drugs and we catch you and you run, we're hitting you with one of these bad boys.
You had-
And there's a bean bag
had-
and a shot
had-
out of a 12 gauge shotgun.
You had protesters across from the White House in Lafayette Square.
I mean, you
and
have protesters in Colombia getting hit with beanbags.
Trump literally suggested shooting protesters in the legs.
Yeah, yeah. When
that
it
was
bullets.
that was his big idea
yeah,
that day.
that was bullets. That was. Bullets.
He's like, we got beanbag. He's like, no, we need the good stuff.
We need the good stuff.
But see,
Copper and iron and lead.
Even
They're
in
huge.
I'm talking eardrums.
but even in that protest, I knew someone that got hit in the head with a concussion. Not a
Oh, yeah, you
grenade,
told me,
but
yeah.
it was a
Smoke grenade or
smoke
something,
grenade.
yeah.
Hit them in the head. They were in a concussion before they
Tear
passed
gas,
away.
probably. Yeah.
So
Oh, they did pass away.
oh yeah. It's,
Oh, man.
4 weeks later.
Oh no.
Damn.
So regardless, fundamentally,
Yeah.
I think it's time to amend the Constitution, and I get it's impossible to amend the Constitution.
It's been done 17 times?
You may actually have a chance coming up soon with a constitutional convention, but instead
Yeah,
of
that's
tackling
true.
guns, they're going to tackle other stuff that's either non-issues or are going to piss off 80% of America.
Yeah, this
but it-
NIL deal, we can't have Saban and Fisher going at each other. So let's figure that out.
They're like,
real quick.
throw some better gas prices at them for a little bit.
Let's figure out the gasoline.
That's what they're gonna do. Throw some better gas prices, and we'll
what's-
be out of there.
You know what calms them down? $3 a gallon. Let's go ahead and make that happen.
All we have to do is cut it by $1. I want to play. So Abbott, governor of Texas, and the rest of his goons.
He had a nice little convention on stage.
Yeah, you see
today.
that?
Yeah,
Did you see Beto O'Rourke?
All that work, man. I'm
See all
watching
these
it.
police officers with me? They weren't there to do anything, but if they were.
Did you see Beto O'Rourke?
Maybe.
All right, I'm gonna
Maybe.
play you some audio. This
Okay.
is Beto O'Rourke confronting Governor Abbott.
Well, show Judd the video.
I'll show. Have you seen this video
I
yet?
actually have not.
Okay.
It's been in a lot of my chats.
So
today,
this
but-
is So this is Dan Patrick.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Sit down.
You're out of line and an embarrassment.
Sit down and don't play this stuff.
Next shooting is right now, and you're doing nothing.
No, he needs to get his out of here. This isn't the place to talk
Ted
to
Wu
folks.
says, don't play it up.
Sir, you're out of line. Sir, you are out of line. Sir,
Is this actually,
you are out of
the
line.
Jimbo
Please leave this
Saban?
auditorium.
Sounds a lot like it, doesn't it?
I can't believe you're a sick son of a bitch that would come to a deal like this to make a political issue.
Aren't y'all politicians?
All of you.
It's crazy.
Ted, I'm about to leave for Cancun and you pull this
Don't
crap?
act like you. Why don't you get out of here?
Yeah. So
Damn, that's
essentially,
crazy.
Beto O'Rourke confronted Abbott and Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, the worst of the Dan Patricks.
I was about to say, that's
I'd
not
like
the
to
Dan
point out.
Patrick. I saw him trending. And,
Yeah.
And I was like, what did he do to make people
Dan's
mad?
Dan's like, quit hashtagging me.
I did have the Dan do something wrong.
Dear God, please.
I need my last name changed.
I leave ESPN.
Hashtag screw Dan Patrick. He's just like, what did I do? Dan Eds?
Yeah. I leave ESPN one time, and this is
It's
the
like,
outcome.
the mothership has finally come back.
Who said something about ESPN?
No, unfortunately, Dan Patrick is also an individual who is the lieutenant governor of Texas, who was very outspoken during the pandemic about we have to open up the state. And Texas, of course, had
Windmills
one
are
of the,
freezing.
Yeah, well, that was Abbott. Well, look, there's no way windmills can freeze now, and Abbott's still telling citizens in Texas that they need to raise the temperature on the thermostat to 78 to prevent blackouts because the
You heard GQP Buddha? He said they're causing brain cancer. Shut him down.
Turn them down.
yeah, it's a weird place, Texas.
I went to Galveston and I loved it, but then I was like, oh, crazy made this happen.
Yeah.
All right. never
Yeah.
mind. I was in a time of peace. Where
Have
you
y'all
just
went
had
to Buc-ee's yet?
I have not been to
I
Buc-ee's.
went to
Yeah,
Buc-ee's
I've
this
been to one
morning,
Buc-ee's.
but I visited them in Texas.
South Carolina? Buc-ee's?
Yeah, the one
Yeah,
in
it's
Florence.
Oh, it's one.
Florence.
It's one now.
Florence now. It's about an hour and a half or so from here.
I have to see this. Apparently, you can fit $15 Generals in one Buc-ee's.
How many gas
I believe that.
stalls do they have?
They have like 100 or something.
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
more. Yeah,
I mean, it's not as impressive in person. It just looks like a lot of
They
them.
really
Yeah,
love
yeah.
the truckers, man.
like, yeah, like as you envision it just being like a farm of gas pumps. It's just some gas pumps.
yeah,
Well,
facts.
see, as much TikTok and stuff that talks about Buc-ee's, it sounds like South Carolina's new Disneyland.
yeah,
yeah.
My Facebook has been completely lit up by people, friends visiting Buc-ee's, and it's like we've had what 5 or 6
Barrett.
quick trips open recently.
Yeah, but you gotta realize.
Do I have? Hold on, before you finish the statement.
Yes, you have to realize.
Put in
that
perspective who
all
I
the
am.
South Carolinians only had was south of the border.
That's true.
You get what I'm saying? That's like the best gas station right now. You get hermit crabs, man.
South of the border had the gall to have a motel there that everyone's like, that's how you get killed by clowns.
Facts.
That's exactly right.
No.
And South of the border has like 15 signs before you even get to it, like advertising, like, "Hey, we're coming up. Make sure you come by us."
It's like, welcome to Georgia, south of the border, 459 miles.
Yeah, exactly. No. Yeah, you're climbing onto the beach from Cuba into Miami, and there's like a south of the border sign.
Right. Why don't you take the long ways to the beach and come see us? You know what I mean?
Like, how did I get on 95 down on the south of the border?
Y'all will find this funny. I talked to a lot of people campaigning.
Yeah,
a lot of people moving in from up north. And they're like, what is y'all's fascination with gas stations here in South Carolina?
Yeah, it's a great question.
And I'm like, listen, I would rather eat lunch at a gas station half the time than I would a fast food restaurant.
Yeah, that's true.
If I get hungry, guess where I go? The quick trip off of Fort Jackson Boulevard.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what South Carolina still needs, and I will say this to my dying breath if we don't have one, a daggum Wawa. You go to Virginia,
look,
bam, Wawas all day.
I miss the Crystal Burgers in South Carolina.
Yes, they did, man. Yeah.
You know,
Checkers.
you can go to Checkers. Checkers and Rallies.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's I don't know. It is odd that we seem to gravitate. You know, and Chick-fil-A is guilty of it too. Because like every time they open a new
Chick-fil-A in there.
No, hold on, just let me finish.
We got a quick trip
Every time,
and a Checkers and a
time-
Crystals, and then you bring in Chick-fil-A. Like,
every
which
time
one's not like
Chick-fil-A
the other?
opens, you get 50 or 60 people that will line up. No, probably more than that. Probably 500
On
or 600
Sundays.
people. No, yeah.
Yeah, Sundays.
That's when you can draw a
And
crowd.
they're like,
We're waiting. We're waiting. First in line.
No, a brand new Chick-fil-A, the first thing that happens is the first 100 people in the door to brand new Chick-fil-A get a gift card that gives them free Chick-fil-A for an entire year. So people
Oh, see, I did not know that.
Yeah.
How did you know that?
Because I'm from Atlanta, where Chick-fil-A
Yeah,
is.
I thought you were about to bring in. They're going to get the gold pass like MLB legacy holders, where you get to go to every game for every.
Facts.
You just
I
go
was
and you're
like, yo,
Oh, that was-
sign
your
me
mobile
up.
order
Will be picked first.
Yeah, exactly.
we'll bring you to the front of the line.
Yeah.
We already got your order. You didn't even have to order. We know.
But that's what I attribute the Buc-ee's opening. It's like I knew people that had decided that they were going to be there as soon as they opened the doors.
Well,
And they showed up and took pictures with their family in front of gas stations.
Welcome to South Carolina.
I'll tell you this, and it's apropos of nothing, and it's because I'm a heathen.
Bear, how many black people was taking pictures? I just gotta ask that question. I really gotta ask that question.
I did not actually see
I
it.
know you did.
So you didn't see me there either. But
My brother,
I don't care for Chick-fil-A just because of the grossness of the lines.
he's lying. He's just mad because his wife eats it all the time, and he's tired of eating it.
She does. I'm a Zaxby's guy through and through. And now
Through and through.
Zaxby's is trying to do the meet you outside, someone to take your order before you actually get to the box.
I like Zaxby's when they're ghetto. Just
like-
give me the window, bro.
Could you imagine
I'm
a
hoping
Zaxby's?
it's my order.
Could you imagine a Zaxby's chicken biscuit sandwich?
Oh, they got
No. Could you imagine?
in the morning.
Yeah, like in the morning.
Oh man, yeah.
But listen, they were doing so. They had the lady out there.
Derailed that.
They had the lady out there
You're
with
on
the
board, huh?
tablet, and she had a tent and everything, bro.
Yeah. They care for their employees. They don't have fans like Chick-fil-A, but they got a tent.
It started raining a little bit. This lady goes, "I'm done here." She walked straight inside. I was like, Chick-fil-A would have been on this. They would have been like, "Need the poncho."
Did you see the ponchos that they have? Like when it rains, like it's like it like covers them, and like it's like a backpack, and they're out there taking orders. I'm like, yo, y'all really care.
Zaxby's just started to rain a little bit. That lady's like, "Just go to the box. I don't get paid for this."
Have to protect the little iPads here. Oh, the worst thing about ordering with the people at Chick-fil-A,
I need a
can't
menu.
see the menu. I can't see the menu.
Exactly.
So I'm like, I'll just do a Chick-fil-A sandwich.
It's
Come
because
on.
they expect
So
you to know it.
disappointed. But I
Yeah.
don't.
They like,
I
yo,
don't.
we ain't
you don't.
changed.
Well, you see what a lot of them are doing. They have these the express line where you order on your app, and then you just get to drive
Correct.
through. You get to do 10 or 15 miles an hour straight through the whole thing.
Well, you go over to
throwing it in the window.
You go over to Zaxby's, and they used to not even have large. They're like, "What are you talking about?" Like, I want a large fry. Like, fries are the same. I wanted a menu so I knew how to manipulate.
It's
the
go
system.
big. You have to go big
Now
now.
let's go big.
Yep.
I'm sitting here rallying for Zaxby's, but I'm like, I'm making it difficult, bro. We have to take Chick-fil-A down. Y'all have spicy stuff. They think mayonnaise is spicy over at Chick-fil-A.
I don't know how we got this far off topic.
I don't know either.
I did want to bring up, so with the gun argument, a lot of the time people bring up the Second Amendment, and they always, what I always hear when someone talks about the Second Amendment is this idea that the Second Amendment was designed to prevent citizens from having to deal with a tyrannical government. But if you read the Second Amendment, there is no mention of a tyrannical government. It literally.
Can you give me the definition of that?
Yeah. Do you want me to read the
tyrannical government? Or whatever?
Tyrannical government?
Yeah.
Donald Trump. Donald Trump, I consider to be a tyrannical.
Except for
government.
there were people who.
Yeah, he had the adults in the room.
Well, I'm trying to think. Like they should have shot a lot of people on January 6th.
Oh my God.
But,
yeah, only one. I think how many girls?
Stop! You guys need to stop. No, but tyrannical government is basically someone in charge is no holds bar. Hitler.
Oh, okay.
You have someone that is consistently pushing through and eliminating
like a Vladimir
your liberties.
Putin
Yeah.
Okay.
type there. Like,
Yeah,
even though
Putin.
there are things in place to check his power,
They don't.
nothing's
matter.
checked.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
would be a better
You want to talk about me? Enjoy Ryson.
Right.
That's
That's essentially it. Yeah, you want to run against me? Yeah, we're going to poison you.
Yeah.
We're going to put uranium in your underpants. How you do that?
North Korea, they control the radio. You can't even say a bad word about them. Like, oh, he's getting a little fat. They'll be like, you're going to break rocks for the rest of your life. How does that sound?
And the reason I say Trump is because during Trump's tenure, Fox News, of course, already existed, but we saw the rise of AAN, we saw the rise of RBSN, the right, whatever. But
I don't have these channels, man.
In no capacity did Trump ever understand.
everyone has these
In
channels.
no capacity did Trump ever understand that he works for us.
Right. Yeah.
or that there's checks and balances. It's why he kept on getting civics lessons when they're like, no, you can't just unilaterally decide to do that.
Yeah.
That has to go through this and this. He's like, but I want to.
Yeah,
Like,
and so
that's not how it's done.
He got so annoyed by people trying to check and balance everything that he was ripping up confidential documents and trying to flush them down the toilet.
Yeah.
And literally was giving his checks away. That's what he says, right?
But did he need them? He's like, "What's 50 cents on my $20?"
He's like, this is a tax write-off for this year?
He,
All right.
he definitely held press conferences where he was giving away his paycheck, but those became few and far between.
He's still getting paid now, so I wonder if he's
Of
still
course,
giving them away.
no, he still
I feel bad that
makes the
there's-
same salary he did when
He
he
has
was.
a Secret Service patrol
Yeah.
Yeah, for
for
life.
life.
Life, yeah.
Well, unless
God, what a lax job! I'd be like,
there is
yeah, sure, Trump. go
there
ahead.
is the potential in prison he would not have a Secret Service detail.
Oh, man. Could
Yeah,
you
because
imagine
he'd
that
be
if
in a
he got
house.
on the
Really?
wrong cell
So
phone?
if the Southern District of New York were to
in
file charges
lockdown,
against
have to
him,
be 24
well,
hours.
it would be a white collar, prison. I'm sure.
He'll have a
but
TV in jail, his own.
Oh, he
the
wouldn't go to
Martha
jail.
Stewart
Yeah,
time.
man.
Yeah,
You're a president in here,
He
man.
wouldn't go to jail.
No,
He'd be in a house. They'd be like, "You can't leave this house." He's
Yeah.
like, "But what if I were to go outside and hit a golf ball?"
If you ever watched 24, there was one of the presidents in 24 who was not responsible for, but played a role in the assassination of David Palmer. I think this is all correct. It's been a long time since I watched 24. But that particular president, who looked a lot like Nixon, wound up being under house arrest.
Oh, okay.
So he lost his detail and everything, but he was under house arrest.
Was that 24? Or was
Oh,
it
it was
one
on
where he
24.
where Southern was the president?
No, it was on 24. That was, you're talking about Survivor. What is the
A lot of plugs
Designated
here.
survivor.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Designated Survivor,
Sorry,
which ultimately
He did get in trouble
I'm not
too, right?
opposed to our particular,
Yeah.
that scenario playing out sometimes. Not you.
Let me tell you about
before.
my view on the Second Amendment. First off, it's only like a sentence or two. So they're
Yeah.
adding
on
in a
with
bunch of stuff, given
Yeah.
the fact it was written 250, 60 years ago.
1789 was when it was.
Guess what? You can be inconvenienced by it.
Yeah.
I'm inconvenienced at the airport going through TSA, but guess what? It keeps us safe
Right.
there. Is your inconvenience trying to get a driver's license? You got to do a vision test, a road test, a
real
competency
ID.
test.
Right.
Yeah.
Why? Because they want you to be safe.
Right.
Just
Know who
list
you
out
are.
numerous things. Oh, your beer there has a barcode on the thing so that they know if anything goes wrong, they can trace it back to the smallest ingredient.
Right.
Right.
So why do we allow guns to not have any sort of ID?
Right.
Why do we say, oh, well, you ought to be able to sell these between y'all two? It's like, I can't even sell a car hardly like that.
No.
You can't look. You
without
can't,
getting the government
you can't
involved
sell
with title
Lucy's.
transfer.
You can't
Exactly,
sell Lucy's
exactly.
on the street without police shooting a black guy.
Yeah,
I got turned down in West Columbia last month for passing out flyers at a festival because I didn't buy a permit.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm still not sure it was 100%
Yeah.
correct.
I think it was just
Yeah.
your.
But
your
I
your
abided by
competitor.
them because, I don't want to make them mad in April.
Right.
Yeah. So why can't we have, like you're saying, like you buy a car, you have to fill out all this information, how much you paid for
You
it.
have to
all
have
this stuff.
insurance
Yes.
to operate
Yeah.
a vehicle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
So why can't we require people to have insurance to operate a gun?
And pay exorbitant taxes for owning an assault rifle. If you're not going to ban them, make
Mm-hmm.
it ridiculous to own one.
Here's what I want to do with those. Is I want to tell people is we're not going to let you have them, but if you do have one, we're going to give you unlimited range time down at the range where you can shoot your AR-15 you used to own in the range, but I'm not letting you walk out the door with it.
Yeah, why not?
That's the way it is
Why
in the
not?
UK.
Almost like in Vegas where you can go shoot a machine gun for
Right.
$200, but I'm not letting you go on a strip with it.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah, and exactly, because that could be part of your parks and recreation type deal. You build a nice park where everybody can come and shoot their assault rifles downrange, and you can just come there.
I mean, they already do that at the landfill. That's what the cops do. They're practicing for shooting.
At the
They
landfill?
do
the
it a lot of
landfill in
places,
Lexington.
but, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Off of what, Dixiana? No, that's not
no.
landfill anymore.
The one by past the airport.
Oh,
basically.
yeah.
Yeah.
So-
I do think that's a great idea.
I mean, it's just something there because, I haven't heard anyone, and I make it to a lot of political events with a lot of people. No one has ever said, how do we take these people guns, y'all?
Yeah.
Take everybody's guns. Because guess what? Everybody in the room owns a gun.
Yeah.
Correct.
Look, I
Multiple. Some are in the car. Some are probably on the
Well,
people.
and like South Carolina thought about passing it. I call it the John Wayne law because where they're like, you don't even need a permit or you don't need any of that.
Yeah.
You can just buy a gun and have it and keep it in open carry, concealed carry, whatever. And I was like, who needs a bunch of hard asses going out there and not being trained and being like, this is a situation where I need to lock and load. Nobody.
Exactly.
So this is the problem. I got asked this morning, what am I going to do to set the example of how to persuade others to get rid of their guns? Because I don't know if you know this, I own 5. I own 4 handguns and a rifle. The rifle is a bolt action 22 that I got from my grandfather, and the others I've purchased over the course of several years. I don't need 5 guns. I don't feel like I probably even need 2. I also am not the type of person that feels like I need to prevent. I don't need to defend myself with a deadly weapon in a situation, because I'm a pretty good shot. 15 yards, I do pretty well.
You might have needed a gun for that guy with that was about to chop you in your neck, though. You could have shot him in the ankle.
I don't think a 45 would have taken him.
You definitely
down.
could have shot him in the ankle.
I don't think enormous holes out of his back would have stopped him. This guy was easily pure muscle. That was before the show too.
Because you own a lot of guns and you're probably responsible. You probably teach your kids well. Would you be okay being inconvenienced or going through extra hoops that maybe cost you a couple of days on a gun that you felt like you were just buying for hobby or because you like?
Not at all.
Sure.
Whatever. Would you feel like that was violating your right to a gun if you had to go through background checks?
Not even remotely.
And it was going to take a week, almost like it takes to get jobs now. Like
not even remotely. If there was a waiting period on purchasing firearms, I would have planned accordingly and purchased. I would have purchased a firearm and then would have been happy to drive up there 7 days later to pick it up.
You have a waiting period for a marriage license,
right?
Correct.
Well,
24 hours. Like,
Yeah,
are you
24
making a bad
hours.
decision? 24 hours.
24 hours marriage.
And then you got to do it in front of somebody who's legally able to certify it.
Yeah, you have to certify it.
Yeah.
It's so like, no, I remember years and years ago, I bought my brother a New England partner pump for his birthday, shotgun.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, was this a
Partner pump?
They sell them at Lowe's. It's for watering the garden.
It's called a New England partner pump, guys. It's basically a Remington 870.
Does it take 2 of them to?
Oh, chill, man. Chill.
It's awesome. I was like, this is going to be his birthday present. It's awesome. I did not expect to leave the store. It's my first gun buying experience. I did not expect to leave the store with the gun that day.
Sure.
No,
Did you know statistically?
Well, it took 25 minutes maybe, and that's just because picking what gun.
Did you know that statistically most people think that when they go in to purchase a firearm, that they believe that there is a background check that has to happen and that there is a waiting period. In almost every single instance, most people believe that there is at least a waiting period. You cannot walk out the door with a gun.
I know somebody, a friend of mine, who went to go buy a gun, and it was an assault rifle, and he didn't get it. They got through, and he didn't get it, and he came back all mad. He's like, "What the hell?" And I literally was like, "It's the easiest thing in the world to do. Like, it's not even passing a driver's test or anything."
Here's something crazy, and this is just how much these laws don't make sense.
No.
As y'all have heard about the Charleston loophole, right?
Yes.
It's probably been a little while.
Mm-hmm.
So if the background check doesn't come back in 3 days, first off, you're trying to get a background check in 3 days nowadays, maybe weekends or whatever, you can get that firearm. It's not that you were cleared. It's just that
We
for
didn't have
whatever
time.
reason, it didn't come back. I mean, if you had moved a
The phone
lot,
call
different
thing.
names, it could take a little while. Why do we automatically give them a pass?
Right.
Just, extend it and just do like you do with most stuff and say, well, we're going to try to get it back in 3 to 7 days, but I'm not giving you this until we do this background check.
Correct.
Right.
And I'm not going to name the store, but they even correct me if I'm wrong. If any of y'all have heard different, but I've heard on multiple accounts they'll call the Fed and do like, we're trying to do a background check. And like after 3 tries, you don't have to. 2 tries.
2 tries.
You don't have to do it
Specifically,
anymore.
I,
You get
one
a
of
gun,
the stores
sir.
within walking distance of here. That
Correct.
if they call that background check number and they either don't get an answer or get busy signal twice, they'll go ahead and sell you the gun.
Right.
And I just want to tell all of the gun shop owners, because y'all might have some here, we aren't trying to ruin your business.
Right.
Nah.
No.
We're just trying to keep your customers safe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to keep your family and their family safe. Like I was talking with folks, and it's like we had the same goal. We want to keep our kids, our parents, our grandparents safe.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it's like we might have to be inconvenienced. We might have to give up a little bit of what some people would say is your personal freedom, even though there's a laundry list of stuff that takes more effort to buy than a gun.
Right.
And the fact that we have 50 states with 50 different rule books about like NIL, which is a totally different, trivial topic compared to this.
Yeah.
But like you can cross state lines with it. You had the Wisconsin shooter crossing state lines, pretty much got off on a technicality almost. A few things.
Yeah, which is crazy.
And then this one here, the guy purchased a firearm on his 18th birthday, which was last week. I think 17th or 20th, maybe for both purchases. Purchased close to 400 rounds of ammo.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a lot of ammo.
Yeah, that is.
And
Plus-
didn't purchase targeting ammo.
No.
Purchased
no.
hollow point,
And he
rounds.
could have said when he picked it up, like, this will put a hole in somebody, right? Like, yeah, sure.
And if I would have been like, yeah, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
When we're talking somebody the size of a child, how big of a hole are we talking?
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
man,
what the?
that's
I do
sickening.
electrical work as one of my businesses. I also own a donut shop, but I didn't want us to digress down.
Come
that
on,
one
man. Give
any
me
further.
plug it, man.
Simply
Plug it.
donuts. Yeah.
I saw that on your site, and I was like, we're gonna need some donuts.
Yeah.
But man can't own
I
donuts.
thought
and not
about
bring no
asking.
donuts.
We're trying to get a location here, guys.
Okay.
If we can get a location here, the first free batch will come here.
Oh man,
We're
say
gonna do
less.
that
Oh, we'll
next
pay
year,
for it
maybe.
too. We'll pay
Maybe
for it.
next year in Red
That's
Bank.
not even an issue.
So, go ahead. I won't let you finish.
Electric.
Electric here thing is we have to sign a whole bunch of contracts saying that we will personally ensure the system is safe,
Right.
especially around pools, because pool water or something comes loose at the panel. It's not
over.
a good thing here.
Yep.
We need the same sort of responsibility
Agreed.
with these gun shops. And again, I'm not trying to make your life more difficult because they're going to plaster this all over placards. So whenever you get one, you're going to be like, well, that's not what he said.
Right.
Yeah.
I just want it to be as safe as other stuff because quite frankly, we can't keep taking what is supposed to be a fun podcast and talk about 20 people being killed in Texas yesterday.
Over and over again.
Children.
Over and over again,
Yeah.
or 10 at tops.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. There has to be at some point enough has to be enough.
Now, Barry, you say you got 5 guns in your house, right?
I do.
How many guns you have in your house?
2.
Okay. Would you feel bad? This is an idea.
That you
You know what I'm saying? Because I have somebody that might can handle this. Would you feel like how they send the census out every year, that you fill out how many guns and put your serial number on a piece of paper and send it to the government? Would you feel comfortable doing that every year?
Yeah,
Yes.
because if they wanted to come
That's the
get my
type
gun,
of thing we probably need.
I'm not fighting the SWAT team
So-
if they wanted it.
But that's one of the
I
things.
don't want it public, though.
No, it shouldn't be public.
Because a lot of people
It shouldn't
will
be
be like,
public.
oh, well, a gun registry, like, listen, don't make it public.
Right. Yeah.
Use it for stuff like that to where, like, you really can't do it because making it public
Because the census isn't public technically, right?
I guess that is a point. Yeah, you
census
can't
is-
you can't make it public. But
and
like
some states want to, but those need to change that.
you would have
That's
to treat it like
bad
HIPAA.
idea.
Like you would.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Good
like so
example.
you
Only the
can't-
FBI should know. You know what I'm saying? People that really.
You ought to be able to have a warrant, maybe, or
Correct.
or some sort of checks.
Yeah,
and
for a
balances.
police
The only-
officer to come like, homeboy's got
unbiased
32
third
guns. He was cool to
Yeah.
register them.
Facts. And why is he buying all this ammo this week? Like,
So-
we need to check in with him. Is
Yeah,
he
yeah,
okay?
yeah. For what? Pseudoephedrine? Like I have to get my license for that.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. For medicine, but not gun bullets.
Yeah. You have to go to the pharmacist for the crackhead drugs. Let's go over
Facts.
there.
Facts.
Yeah, but if I bought 6,000 rounds of something, there's not even like a red flag where maybe somebody should come up and at least
Agreed.
Ask me a question.
Outside of like the 16-year-old
Like, are you
cashier is
okay?
going like, Jesus, mister.
Yeah.
Target shooting.
Target shooting.
Yeah, he's probably like right
Yeah,
on,
okay.
right on.
Yeah.
right
No,
there.
later he's in a Las Vegas hotel room, 50 floors up, taking pop shots at
Yeah.
rednecks.
Yeah.
And
Here's the thing: is I got a master's from Cambridge, so overseas, right?
Okay.
This is just an America problem.
Yes.
Like you mentioned, everybody's like.
the police officers don't,
I mean, it
don't
was
rock
so
guns.
bad to where, like, as a classmate from wherever, it'd be like, "Oh, did you see about the 3-person killed in a such and such a town?" And I'm like, "No,
Right.
like no."
Man.
And that's the saddest part of it is
Yeah.
we're like, "No."
Oh yeah,
Three?
no. There's a threshold that our media will report on this
Yeah.
being a big.
Correct.
a
Right.
big
We had a
news thing.
6-year-old in Orangeburg last week killed by a stray bullet.
Yep.
Right.
I think about that kind of thing all the time.
I mean, that is the definition of senseless. That
Yeah.
stray bullet happened to a child in Houston too. I
Yeah.
believe, earlier this
right,
year.
right. I can't. That's like unfathomable. Like, weren't even aiming at him, but so nonchalant about it. Like drive by or whatever it is.
Right.
Bam, dead.
Yeah, I mean it's
That's like the whole you were talking about it the other week. Get down with the shooter.
Yeah.
They thought it was just a drive by, so they all
probably
dropped.
did think it was just a drive-by shooting.
Yeah.
And I
Oh, in
still
Buffalo,
stand by
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like, he shot the windows. You shoot the windows, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying,
yeah,
in a drive-by.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
That
okay,
was
you
an
assume
obvious-
some
But
bullets missed
homeboy
it.
comes in live streaming and he's like, they're all laying down, just
Oh,
like I'm playing.
just
Bap,
like I'm
bap,
playing.
bap,
Pop,
bap,
pop.
bap.
And literally somebody really had to give him that info.
Yeah.
Because you shot somebody before you walked in.
Yeah.
Didn't he have like a Reddit? Wasn't there like a whole Reddit?
It was a
stream of-
Discord thing.
It was a
that's
Discord,
what it was.
yeah.
Discord.
But you were like, you made a lot of great points. I meant to tell you that earlier, but like
Appreciate it.
I didn't even know, for one, that he live streamed it, and then two, like when you talked about like, oh, they're in Buffalo. Buffalo is like haggard, man. That's like
Correct.
It's a rough part of New York.
Yeah.
I am curious. How did Twitch allow for that?
They
live
thought it was
stream?
a video game.
That's what I was going to ask.
That's why I
Did they
told
think
you.
it
I
was
was
a
like,
video
bro,
They
the
did.
streaming, how he looked, it literally, whenever I watched the video, bro, it looks like a video game. It literally looks like, remember Call of Duty whenever they shot all those people in the
No
in
Russian.
the airport?
No Russian. Yeah.
Bro, it literally looks like a movie. It was like when he shot the first lady, she didn't even bleed. That's how quick. You know what I'm saying? You know when you shoot somebody,
Yeah.
they don't bleed automatically. They just drop.
They never
You get what I'm
they
saying?
never ever need to do that kind of thing ever again in a video game.
But correct. But that same scenario, whenever you watch that video, it literally feels like you are watching a first player video game.
I bet.
not there. And you mentioned earlier, if somebody asks you, what are you going to do? Here's my concern about this. We're going into a holiday weekend, right?
Correct.
Everybody's going to have hot dogs, hamburgers, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Yep.
I don't know what sports events are on. They're watching the Lakers beat up. I mean, not the
Well,
Lakers.
no, the
are
Lakers
bad at
definitely
it.
not in there. Man.
Warriors.
Bears
my
like,
bad.
hell yeah, LeBron is out
the
of there
Warriors
again.
beat up on somebody for a day, maybe. I don't know.
LeBron's still asking for
He
he's still
wants his
asking for
parade, man.
He's still trying to find a coach.
Yes. Correct.
Who wants to
I'll
be
do it,
second
damn
in
it.
command? Yeah. Like, I'll do it. I've been doing it all along.
Yeah, I'm the real coach here.
You're
We
right.
don't need one.
But in all seriousness, next Tuesday, is this on everybody's minds, or have we already flushed it and we went on about our day? Because that's what I'm concerned of. The Senate can act on that HR 8 now.
Yes.
But are they trying to run out the clock because they know next week the media's done changed to something else?
So
Oh,
I
100%.
absolutely believe that Mitch McConnell is not going to allow for it to come to the floor, and I know that
Steve Kerr said something about it last night.
Well, yeah, but I
And
know
he said Mitch's name.
Steve
Yeah,
Kerr.
see, but
When
see,
you
Kerr
got
was
basketball
also,
coaches saying senators' names, it changes
if
things.
we can't get 50 senators, including Kamala Harris, to vote on getting rid of the filibuster, it doesn't make any difference.
say, yeah.
Nothing.
I'd say, yeah, because I think you could probably get a few Republican votes on
Yeah.
it, but I don't know if you can get to 60.
I don't think
60
you can
would be
get to
tough.
60. No.
60 would be very tough.
I
Maybe
think-
on something
because they
watered
would
down.
lose
Yeah.
their job, right? Because the people who put these Republicans
Put them in there, they're going to be mad that they voted on
You don't even
that.
talk about guns
At
unless
that
it's giving me
point-
more of them.
And
Yeah.
as soon as you have a Republican vote in favor of something to bring even to the floor, I guarantee you the NRA is going to start funneling as much money into
Millions
their opponents.
into it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the one thing here, and I hate because I try to feel like everybody has good motives. Like I don't want to think anybody's
Best intentions.
Exactly. Yeah, they're of the best intentions. We all make bad mistakes, but sometimes some of this and I'm not big, and the campaign finance reform is needed, but I don't plaster it everywhere because folks aren't going to vote on it. Like that's it is what it is. Only insiders know what's going on. But the fact that you have organizations like the NRA and others funneling millions of dollars into something, and then they aren't even willing to come to the table and say, listen, I'm tired of my rifle being used to do this.
Right.
Yeah.
We need to throttle it back. It might hurt me, but guess what? We've survived for, X number of decades. We're not using the same rifles like we did in the 1800s.
Mm-hmm.
We'll evolve, but if it means our kids come home, then dang it, we'll just have to evolve.
And, and all they do is like make fun of somebody. They're like, they think AR stands for assault rifle. Blah, 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 blah. It means armor.
But it's it's almost like they're using the shootings to promote their weapons.
So
You get what I'm saying?
Gun sales are probably high today.
Exactly. What gun was he
Gun and ammo
using?
sales probably high today.
What gun was he using? Like
they
even
said
with the
they said it was an AR
Buffalo.
like. They think that it was an assault
See,
rifle.
that's just giving people. Okay,
So,
that's what I need to have.
here's-
Those are the type of bullets I need to have.
Here's
like,
the secret
if I'm trying
about
to take
the
some
NRA.
lives.
The NRA is a group that promotes this idea that they are working to fundamentally make your right to own a firearm solid. That's not what they are. The NRA, and I get that if anyone's listening to this and disagrees, they can join the NRA and they can pay for the membership, because I have. And I was a member of the NRA for almost 10 years before I recognized that all the money that I was paying into it was basically just being used to push propaganda. Yeah. The only thing the NRA does, it doesn't guarantee your right to own a firearm. Yeah. It guarantees your right to purchase a firearm. That is it. And once you become a gun owner, they don't. NRA doesn't care about you. They want you just to continue to purchase them because they're getting all their money from the manufacturers.
Yeah. And Katie Hill shared this, and y'all know Katie Hill too was apparently, and I did not fact check it yet, but Trump is supposed to speak at the NRA
this weekend.
Oh yeah,
they're banning guns
in Texas.
Yeah,
but they're banning
it's like
guns.
Houston or Dallas.
Yeah, it's like 200
So they're
something
banning
miles
guns to that show.
Yeah, that you cannot bring a gun into that show. Yeah. You cannot bring a gun into the convention hall.
It's the NRA. This here, sir, is a theater full of
gun-toting owners.
Yeah, good, respectable.
All of them are in the car, so if you want to get bust windows,
facts. Like people I know people in Texas go ahead, have y'all little meeting.
Look at this theater of responsible gun owners, and they can't bring them in. Facts. Go get mad at Trump supporters because you can't bring your piece in.
Right.
They're not
getting mad because they're like, my president ain't gonna let nothing happen to me.
He already got guns on the side now.
I still
heel spurs won't even mess with him.
We're gonna take a break in a second, but I still like to point out that every single time somebody brings up Trump and guns, they almost always go to that same. I could shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue, and he always does this thing with his finger, and it's like he's.
It's the old school thing, man. You know,
that's not old school.
He's like
I'm old school.
He thinks he's Bronson from Death Wish.
Yeah,
he just walks around with a trench coat, like, Donald Trump was here.
He was definitely in the White House doing a whole bunch of these.
Which one of you guys are going to help me out?
All right, so let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to introduce you to Judd Larkins, and we're going to discuss his campaign and everything. So stick around. The All About Nothing podcast.
All right, Nothingers, I want to cue you in about a friend of the pod, Blank Canvas Brand. If you own a business or restaurant and the time has come to build that unique brand, you have got to get a hold of Blank Canvas Brand. Blank Canvas Brand specializes in brand identity, including logos, business cards, flyers, and anything else to promote your business. And now, Blank Canvas Brand offers printing services to help with your clothing needs, including sports teams. I can tell you from our own experience, Blank Canvas Brand is responsible for our logo, as well as the Bowl of Duty bowling team logo, and we couldn't be happier with what's been produced. For more information, you can search Facebook for Blank Canvas, or you can email Blank Canvas at theallaboutnothing.com. That's BLNKCANVS at theallaboutnothing.com. You can find links in the Friends of the Pod section of our website. Visit theallaboutnothing.com. Hey everyone, I want to take a quick moment to mention one of our new sponsors, thepaintedmoment.com. That's thepaintedmoment.com. Check this out. Have you ever taken a photo with your phone or digital camera that would look amazing as a watercolor canvas painting? Well, now there's a website ready to take your photo and turn it into digital painted moments. This is how it works. Visit thepaintedmoment.com, follow the instructions, and your digital photo will be enhanced and returned to you with links on where you can have an image printed to canvas or whatever else you'd like to do with it. We've already got a couple of these enhanced photos hanging around the house, and trust me, you'll love what comes out. Thepaintedmoment.com. Create a painted moment in time from your digital photos. Thepaintedmoment.com. Seriously, check them out today. Thepaintedmoment.com. What is a vaccine? What is a virus? What is a mask? What's a Sasquatch? These are all valid questions, and to answer them in one breath, prevention, potentially deadly, potentially life-saving, and don't be stupid. Look, the coronavirus from 2019 has caused a global pandemic that continues to ravage our planet, leaving victims and survivors. But you can do your part. In the United States, as well as most countries around the world, the COVID-19 vaccine is available at little to no cost. Regardless of your politics, this virus has the potential to cause irreparable harm to you and vulnerable family members and friends. We have an opportunity through the efforts of medical science to balance the scales against this disease and its variants. And look, I don't understand how the vaccine works, even though I've heard it described countless times by countless experts. And even though none of that makes any sense to me, I do recognize that the money and effort spent on the vaccine has not been wasted. And it's not a global positioning transmitter being embedded in your arm. You're holding that in your hand, listening to this. So get the vaccine. Protect yourself. Protect your loved ones. Hell, protect the guy standing behind you waiting on his taco supreme and nacho fries. Let that be the reason his organs shut down. For more information, visit covid19.nih.gov for actual science information. We have to thank our sponsor, GOT Sound Studio, and its owner and operator, Dominique Stewart, better known as Neek the Geek. GOT Sound Studios offers a variety of recording experiences from music, voice, and instrumental recordings and production, as well as podcasts. GOT Sound Studio is located in Columbia, South Carolina, and operated by the most talented producer and engineer in the business. GOT Sound Studio is a Black-owned business. Bring your recording business needs here. You can find details on their Facebook page or by calling 803-243-2302 or emailing gotsounds@theallaboutnothing.com. That's gotsounds@theallaboutnothing.com. You can find links in the Friends of the Pod section of our website. Visit theallaboutnothing.com.
Hey, y'all know Coast. You're listening to the All About Nothing podcast.
All right, welcome back to the show, the All About Nothing podcast. Trent Clark, Zach King. We are joined by Judd Larkins, Democrat candidate for the South Carolina District 2. So we're going to get into some of the campaign stuff, mostly because there's a lot of things we don't know. But we want to discuss some of your platform.
Yeah, tell me, what do you want to change, my man?
That seems like a really broad question.
I always hate the broad questions because I'm trying to look at you and I'm making small talk and I'm
just
which
give it
bucket
to me.
do I give him?
Just give it to me.
Do I give him the student loan bucket?
Nah, because I didn't go to college for that, so you know what? You got to worry about that.
Let's talk about the student loan. So I assume you went to Cambridge, you went to Clemson, you graduated from Clemson.
Yep. Clemson University.
I assume you
don't hold it
probably have some student loans.
I do, and my wife is a dentist, so she actually has the boatload of them at a high interest rate. What some people don't get, the interest rates will be 7% on these suckers.
Oh, yeah.
7.5, and they're unsubsidized for 4 years while you're getting that degree.
Right.
You can imagine what a couple $100,000 does at 7.5% for 4 years while you don't even have your degree yet.
Exactly.
Hey, you remember that $200,000 loan?
It's now like
$400,000.
Yeah, it's now like
1.2 million.
Yeah. Didn't know you needed $1 million, huh?
One of the arguments I always hear is I know people that have paid off their student loans, and great for them. That's awesome.
Those people also have parents
Lost
with
their
money.
soul.
No, some of them
Parents with money.
have legitimately
They
worked
are
and paid it
daddy's
off.
favorite child.
Correct.
Some of them have legitimately paid off their student loans.
Well,
They
respect
have-
to them people, Bear.
they-
For real.
Again, and I totally agree.
How long did it take them to pay though?
Oh, and some of them 10, 15 years. But they weren't even like doctors. They're not.
Oh,
We're
okay.
not talking about somebody that had 150 grand in student loans. By the way, doctors that aren't like plastic surgeons, doctors don't make that much money.
Correct.
Your wife's a dentist. She does not. There's no possible way that she's pulling in enough money to pay off her student loans in 15 years.
You want to plug her dentistry?
Yeah, please.
Forrest Acres Dentistry on Trenholm Road.
Absolutely. Please.
I need
She's
these
gonna
wisdom
kill me
teeth
now for
taken out.
that.
Is she?
We're doing a kind of experiment. Is we haven't told anybody at our office,
Okay.
and I'm trying to figure out how long it takes them to know I'm running and how they found out. Because if I can figure that out now,
Yeah.
That'd be.
I'm gonna reach a lot of people.
You're right.
Because these people don't know anything about what's going
You're right.
on.
Correct.
Yeah.
They still don't know. So
well, they
but
don't
that's
listen
okay.
to this. That's not how they'll know.
Oh yeah. but
Actually, I'd
that's
like to give you
okay.
some business cards if you could take them.
yeah, I was about to
have your
say
wife
we're gonna
drop-
pass these out.
Got a
I
couple
don't
of
know if this would be.
Listen to the very newest episode. It's coming up Monday.
Yeah. The thing with student loans that I hear is people will say, well, I paid mine off. You should have to pay yours off.
That is the most ridiculous.
And while I fundamentally I see the pride in paying your student loans off and having that completed, because I know plenty of people that have done it, that it's still such a predatory that we have banks and we have these groups that hand out the student loans that are federally backed.
Yeah.
And what happens is that you cannot go to school in the United States. Most people, 99% of people that go to college and get a 4-year degree cannot do it without having to take in some sort of a loan. Without option.
Correct.
They can't just go to school because in the United States, university is expensive. You could live in state in South Carolina and still spend $20,000 at the University of South Carolina a year.
And that's if you don't have to pay housing,
right.
Correct.
which is probably north of $1,000 now, which is ridiculous.
It is
absolutely, like,
especially with all in Columbia specifically because
Well,
they're
you know
buying
that-
up every single bit of property
And they
can
keep
to
putting
put
up these
dorms.
putting up these dorms, putting up these nice second story
Swimming pool,
bruh.
sauna,
It's
lazy
all,
river.
It's all,
all for the
so
best-
they get their money.
Yeah,
man.
All
like
for the
Snoop Dogg's
best
not
C minus
living here.
students.
Yeah, like we're not even
rooftop-
on campus no more, man. What are y'all doing?
Is there a rooftop pool?
Yeah, in the hub. Have you been to the hub?
No, I haven't been to the hub. The hub's got a rooftop pool.
Rooftop pool, man. It's like the best pool in Columbia.
You know what? Don't do that. Just give me another foot on.
It's
the
on
bar.
top of a
please.
parking garage.
Yeah, please. Could I? Is it possible for me to not sleep in a bunk bed with my desk underneath it? Like
Right.
that? Like I would. Georgia State.
What if I didn't have to share a room and it was a smaller room? Would that be cool?
Georgia State. The campus dorms that Georgia State had were like suites. Like it was a 4-room suite, and that was in 1997. You guys weren't really born yet.
I had to live in an
I,
apartment.
I was born, sir.
I had to live in an apartment.
I'm
across
91,
from
man.
school.
What's your age, man?
90.
See,
91,
91.
91, 90. Oh man, I was looking dead on at high school in 91.
Listen. He was probably looking past high school.
Their parents applying to colleges and stuff.
Here's a solution to your thing, and I don't know why I'm the only one mentioning this. Is if you paid off your student loans within the last 3, 4, 5 years, and we do a forgiveness, give them a tax credit and
Agreed.
say
Correct.
thank you so
Absolutely.
much, and send them like a scanned card from President Biden saying thank you for paying them off. Here's a tax credit like you get for owning everything else.
Correct.
Thank you.
Well, and
Like-
you're absolutely 100% right.
Let's give them something for
Yeah.
it. Thank you.
Because I do understand people who did pay it off and go like, well, what the hell?
Yeah.
And no, you go, okay. And so exactly, tax credit.
Yeah.
You're going to get like $5,000 back and we'll let you, we'll let you claim this for 4 years. How long your kid went to college.
Even better. There you go.
Something like that.
What some people don't know is Sally Mae can only take what you give them.
Right. Well,
So a lot of people don't know that, yeah, they might be calling me for this amount of money, but if I tell them all I have is this, they're going to take it and they're going to be like, okay, well, just pay us whenever you can.
Yeah, but they'll take every bit of it.
Of course.
yeah, they don't
They don't really care.
No, but the thing is too is like I get the mindset when you go like I want relief and then someone else gets all pissed off. When you get too pissed off about it, like I saw one video, one guy's like, "Oh hell no relief." It's like I got caught on fire, so he should totally be able to get caught on fire.
Yeah.
It's like that's not helping
Yeah.
Anybody. Just because you were locked in prison over something false doesn't mean I should go get locked in prison over something.
Correct.
And these same people probably went to college back in the 60s and 70s.
Correct.
And they didn't have debt.
Right.
Correct.
I mean, think about there is, I think USC or Clemson one's probably like 20 to 30 grand.
Yeah.
So over 4 years, 120. How does a middle class family save up $120,000 for one kid to go to school? If you got two, and what if one of them says, "Hey, I don't want to go to USC or Clemson. I want to go to NC State."
Right.
And then you put the
And then you have to
Out of school's like double.
well, and then
you have to
parents
ask
who-
them why you raised a kid that wants to go to NC State.
Well, and then
That is a very good question, actually.
NC State's a great school.
I kind of want to know that one too.
So is mine. Wake Forest. But the fact too is like, and not only the cost of it, you'll get parents who overburden children who don't
Absolutely.
who will burn out from wanting school just because like if you're not smart and get like a 4.0, you're not going to college. And guess what? You're
Correct.
going to college.
Right.
It's just a sick cycle.
And everybody's trapped. Like most of the young people, most of them want to pay it back.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
of
it's
course.
like such an insurmountable thing. And yes, we haven't paid on it in over 2 years. But guess what? If you go to buy a house,